Are you interested in playing Nintendo Switch games into your PC such as the all-new Sonic X Shadow Generations? If you are, then you can follow this guide. But before you follow this video tutorial, I need you to agree that you own a Nintendo Switch console hardware and also you own the physical copy of Sonic X Shadow Generations and that you have bought the game. So if you agree to do this, then you can follow this video tutorial now. So first of all, you need is that you'll need to have a copy of all the files that I have highlighted here in my desktop. So these are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. You can get these files from your Nintendo Switch console. That's why I asked you that you should have your Nintendo Switch console. And also you will need Ryujinx Emulator, and it's in its final version. Before it was taken down by Nintendo, it is version 1.11403, and you should have the digital file copy of Shadow X Shadow Generations, which you got from your physical copy of the game, which you have dumped. So this is how Ryujinx Emulator looks like, and as you can see here, I have Sonic X Shadow Generations. This is the application that will enable you to play Switch games on it. But you will need the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware installed in it before you can play any Switch games. So let's get Ryujinx Emulator. So to do this is just open up a browser. And I have prepared a site here where you can get it, but I'm just gonna revert it back to the homepage. So we will need to go to archive.org. That is the site that we will get Ryujinx Emulator and Yuzu Emulator. So be sure to visit here and just type in Ryujinx Emulator in the search box, hit search, then change on the software option here in media type, then change on the year 2024, and then you should get the 1.11403 version. So this is the one that you need to look for. You can see the dates here, and also they can be updated from here, so you can just go to whichever has lots of downloads. So be sure to get it from here. So I'm just going to minimize this now, and I'm going to assume that you have Ryujinx Emulator. So once you have downloaded the file, so this is how the file looks like. So to install this into your PC, all you have to do is just open the zip file, create a new folder, name it Ryujinx Emulator. So just copy all the files inside this zip file and just drag them into this folder. So copy and paste these files into that folder, and then just run ryujinx.exe. So I'm just going to close this now, and I'm going to assume that you have opened Ryujinx Emulator. So the next step now is to install these other files such as the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware to Ryujinx so that we can play Switch games. So if you're asking me on how to get all of these other files, so the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console which you have modded and installed a custom firmware. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, that means that you can now fully access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on those system files, all you have to do is just look for all the Nintendo Switch keys and then Nintendo Switch firmware version 19, and then just transfer them into your PC. Now, in order for you to get the game, there is no other way around this, but you should purchase the game legally, own the physical copy of the game wherein you have purchased the game. So once you have the physical copy of the game, you can now back up this game, dump it into an XCI or NSP file format, just like here. So for those who don't know how to dump their Nintendo Switch games and their keys and firmware from their Nintendo Switch console, or don't know where to get all of these files here, all you have to do, guys, is just prepare your mobile phone and scan this QR code here with your QR code reader so that you will be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these files. So once you are in the page, be sure to take note of the files that I have highlighted here and get a copy of them into your phone, and then just transfer them into your PC via USB cable. And I'm just going to assume that you have already done that and that you have these 4 files now. So open Ryujinx Emulator again, and then just go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then locate on System folder. Then open the keys zip file in the desktop. Just drag and drop the product keys and title keys inside. And once you have done this, close in the folder. The next step is to install the firmware of the Switch. So just go to Tools, Install firmware from XCI or zip file. Locate on that firmware file version 19 and hit Open. Ryujinx will say we'll have to install this, hit Yes, and it will say successfully installed. You'll know that it's successful because right down here below it says version 19. It is the same as our Nintendo Switch keys and Nintendo Switch firmware. And if we have Switch games into our PC, it will now be detected and it will show you their game icon. So if you see a game that doesn't have a game icon, that means that you're using an outdated firmware or an outdated key. So be sure to follow only the QR code that we have provided. So as you can see here, I have Sonic X Shadow Generations. It's almost a 15 GB file size. So the next step now is that we will need to optimize our Ryujinx emulator so that it can play this game with no graphical glitches, crashes, and black screens into our playthrough. And to do this, just go to Options and go to Settings. And in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So these are my settings for the General tab. So the game directories is wherein we will store our Switch games. It can be anywhere into our PC, as long as it's in XCI and NSB file format. I go to Input. I will connect my Nintendo Switch Pro controller again, because it's better that you use a controller rather than a mouse and keyboard. Playing Switch games, I'm just gonna load my settings for it for Pro controller. So if you have an Xbox or PlayStation controller or other controllers generally, just connect them here, map them up according to liking. But the dead zone for both left and right sticks, you should change those into 0.20 or 20% so that there'll be no drifting into your playthrough. Now just check on dock mode once you're done. Keyboard and hotkeys, no need to change here. System, all you have to do is just check on VSync and FS integrity checks. Go to CPU, be sure to check on PPTC, host on check. Graphics, your graphics backend is in Vulkan API. Your preferred GPU is that you have a dedicated graphics card, or at least a GTX 1060 to play Switch games. Features and enhancements is that you enable shader cache and enable micro HLE. Resolution scale is in 2 times resolution so that the game will look much sharper or much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC cannot handle that, then just revert back to native resolution. But if you have a powerful PC, then you can go for 4K resolution. Now for anti-aliasing, you have to set it in SMA Ultra or none if you're having performance issues. Scaling filter is in FSR and is set in 100%. Isotropic filtering set to auto. Aspect ratio 16:9. Graphics backend multi-threading should be on. Now go to audio. Audio backend is in SDL2. Volume 100%. Network if you want to play local multiplayer. So these are the settings that you need to change. Once you're done, hit apply and hit OK. Congratulations, your Ryujinx Emulator is now fully capable of playing any Nintendo Switch games into your PC, such as the all-new Sonic X Shadow Generations. So, a little bit of disclaimer, I will not be able to show you guys a gameplay of this game running into my PC because we all know how strict Nintendo is, and they have been really strict lately. They have taken down Yuzu Emulator, the very first Nintendo Switch emulator, and they have also taken down Ryujinx Emulator. That's why this is the last and final build of Ryujinx Emulator, but it can still play Sonic X Shadow Generations. And again, I can't show you any gameplay at all because I don't want my channel to be taken down and my videos will be taken down. So I hope you guys do understand on that part. But this is my proof here. So as you can see, I have multiple Sonic games here with the Sonic X Generations game version 1, and it's in XCF file format, and it's almost a 15 GB file size. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of this game, then just leave a comment in the comment section below. I will try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Please do subscribe to my channel because that will help me out. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and goodbye for now.